Welcome to Business Unveiled Podcast. This is the place where we help overwhelmed, time-starved entrepreneurs like you make the profitable shifts to get more done and get more out of life. I'm your host, Angela Proffitt, award-winning 8-figure entrepreneur and CEO. And in every episode of Business Unveiled, I'm bringing you conversations that will give you the expertise and strategies that will scale your team and business so you can get shit done. That's GSD in our world. So get your time back and grow a business that helps you be present in your life. Let's do this, y'all. GSD leader, I wanted to take a quick break from the show to share something super important. Did you know that employee wellness is killing businesses? According to research, 50% of employees miss 1 to 5 hours of work every week due to stress. So I'm excited to announce that we just launched a new workshop called Walk and Work. And no, we're not going to be walking and working the entire time. That would be kind of crazy. Walk and Work is an easy solution that offers an in-person workshop and program that boosts employee health, wellness, and engagement. This interactive workshop takes employees through our 7-step process to establishing healthy habits while working from home or from the office so they can be productive while also taking care of themselves. Employee wellness at work is proven to have major benefits. Numerous studies show that healthier, happier team members are more productive in life and business. Do something today that your future self will thank you for. Your actions and decisions today will shape the way you will be living in the future. If you'd like to learn more about this workshop, visit walkandwork.co and schedule a time to chat with one of our GSD experts. That's walkandwork.co. Now let's get back to the show.
Speaking at PodFest about affiliate marketing. Thank you for coming to my session if you came. And we got to do the stop, drop, roll, TikTok/reel before we leave PodFest, okay? Did really good on time. I talked really fast. I always want to over deliver in value. We got to the very end slide, but I hit time. And I wanted to make sure that I had enough time to address people's questions. I did work questions that people pre-submitted into the presentation and answered those throughout the presentation. Then there were questions at the end, which we have a text community. I'm like, you can text me. I'll make a video. I want to get everybody their answers because we're not going to have time to get them all right now. And so I skipped my last story. So if you were in my session and you saw the driver on the screen and I said, I'm just going to skip this, that was a driver from Egypt that was our driver for a tour that me and my travel husband took when we were in Egypt. We were there initially to do an education for a certification that we're part of that's a global international certification for wedding and event planners that want to go global and plan and design events all around the world. It's a certification. And that was initially why we were there, but we went and stayed extra time so that we could do a few things. It was our year anniversary since we had met in Italy. Our tour guide that we instantly became friends with, and she was in our TikToks and our Reels, and she was dancing with us. It was just so much fun. And then in front of the pyramids, my travel husband wanted to go in. I didn't care to pay extra to go in. I'm like, I'll just get steps and I'll be out here and I'm going to do some TikToks and some dances. And then the driver was just sitting there. And I'm like, you should come out and move with me and do some dances with me. You'll get some steps in. Now this dude looks like he needs to eat a hamburger, okay? He's thin. And he's like, no. Now, mind you, he doesn't speak English, so we had a translator with us. And I'm not sure really what she told him, but he eventually got out of the van. I'm like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. And I'm talking slower and louder as if he's gonna understand me. And then I catch myself, I'm like, what are you doing? You sound ridiculous. So I tell the translator, but I'm looking at him. I'm like, just follow. And so I'm like, we're gonna stop. You stop at traffic lights. Again, he has no clue what I'm saying. I'm like, we're gonna drop and then we're gonna roll. And he's thinking I'm crazy or on drugs or drunk. Now, this was early in the morning, okay? I'm sure when people are on vacation, they're drinking that early in the morning, but I was not drinking. This is what I do every day. It was just a normal day. I mean, it's not a normal day to ride a camel and be at the pyramids every day. Let me clarify. At least once a month, there's something batshit crazy like that not everyone in their life will always get to do. You should get out more. Make a bucket list. Anyway, so that driver, at the end of the day, said something to our tour guide, who then translated it to us. Now, he had barely spoken a word the whole day. And he told her, he said, I love to dance. My kids love to dance. My wife loves to dance. My family loves this. I never dance with them. And I'm like, you should. You should. You know why? Not that he asked me. You want your girls to remember those memories. Because he told me he had all girls. Bless his heart. They're under 10 right now. He don't know what's coming. But I'm like, you should. Time is really precious. And then he told her, he's like, I've lived here 20 years. I've been to the pyramids, thousands. I've taken thousands and thousands of people here. And he's like, no one's ever invited me into a video. He's like, I take the videos and I take the pictures, but no one's ever asked me to be in it. And certainly not to dance. Like, what? Then, I connect with these people on Instagram and on TikTok. TikTok's not big everywhere, and it's banned in some of the countries we work in. But I connect with these people, and they follow me, and they comment on my stuff, and I taught them how to set up the translations on Instagram and on TikTok, and because some of them knew, but some of them didn't know. And it's just about connecting with people and sharing stories. And so because of that, I get DMs and I get messages and emails and voice memos from people saying, like, you saved my marriage, or thank you for helping me understand this, or this is a different perspective, or I never thought of it. Like, the reason I share and the reason I talk a lot and fast, there's so much I want to say. Not to brag or not to be a know-it-all, but to help. And when I get DMs that are like, you helped me reconnect with my children and my wife, thank you. There's a bigger purpose, y'all. To the outside user, it looks like I just travel the world and I shake my ass in front of cool places and go to these beautiful places. But it takes a toll getting there, right? It's all work. It's all work related. But I take me days and I take GSD downtime days, and I'm still getting shit done. Yes, I'm going to be productive even on down days. And that might be me listening to a book or listening to a few podcasts that I've banked that I want to listen to to help me grow. You've got to recharge too if you're a leader. It's very important. That's why we changed productivity in our phase 3 to wellness and not software. Automation and software helps you be more productive, yes, but if you're not well mentally, if your mental health isn't well, if your communication plan isn't well, if you don't know how to deal with anger and stress, or you have issues from when you were a child because your parents never taught you how to actually deal with negativity or trolls or feelings or anger or blow-ups. See how well this mic works. I gotta get some steps in. I'm glad we're having lunch. Sorry, Mom, that I'm eating and chomping and talking, but I have a very tight time. People are like, I can't see your mic. What kind of mic is that? Why do you have it turned around? What kind of mic is that? Well, it's on purpose. So you'll ask me, what kind of mic is it? Then you're gonna ask me, where'd you get it? And then I'm gonna tell you it's in my Amazon store. And here's the link. And since you learned about it from my content, I would love your support. And if you love the mic, you can become an affiliate too. You just have to tell people and tell stories. What this mic system has allowed me to do is travel the world with one less suitcase. And y'all don't understand how much shit I travel with and I carry on, which is all equipment, by the way. Some of it's like drugs, like things that you get at a pharmacy that you can't get in other countries. Like, this is like my mother and me, where it's like, just in case you get any of these things. I know I can't get it in another country. I don't even know if it's available. Like in Europe, a neti pot, they don't know what that is. One of my neti pots cracked and I couldn't breathe. My allergies were like, oh my God. And then I took like little cartons of distilled water. But you go to a foreign country without shit when you need it, then we can talk about how I overpack things. Everything is situational, right? So I learn things. I'm like, I'll always carry this. I'll always carry that. Like my watch, my motion sick watch. It's like just as important as my phone. If I had to pick, you're falling into the ocean, motion watch, phone. I would keep my motion watch because my phone's backed up. Everything I have is in the cloud. Although my iCloud space was full recently and I had to get rid of some, free up more space, which sucks. Especially I have like the highest plan you can get. It's like $10 a month. Give me more space. I'll pay $20 a month. Shit. I just don't have time to organize it all right now. But and Precious, the day is coming. We blocked a GSD day. Yes, we did. So I guess this could be a podcast too. Anyway, did I finish the story about the draft? It's all about how you make people feel. My mom always says that, and I know someone very famous said it too, I'm sure. I want to remind people to have fun. You can work hard and play hard and be present And just remember to have fun. 80-20. We all do shit we don't want to do, right? There's a point. There's a CTA, a call to action, for the driving story. My Egypt driver, our Egypt driver. He said something to me that people say to me all the time, and I freaking love it. He said, you were my first. You were the first American tourist that invited me into a video. Why am I crying? It's meaningful, that's why. I think I decided to tell stories based on and if I think I might cry on stage, and we don't have time for all that, regroup. So I'm aggressive. I don't peer pressure people to do bad things. I peer pressure people to get uncomfortable so they can grow as a person and in their business and as a leader. I'm not asking you to do anything hard. If your legs can work and you can move, you can fucking do this. And I can say that because my sister, her legs don't work. Her arms don't work. Her hands don't work. Her toes don't work. So when people are like, oh, I can't, I'm not a dancer, I'm like, you can move. Perspective. Be thankful that you woke up and put both feet on today and that your knees work and your joints work and you can use your hands and reach for your phone or the remote or that you can talk and tell Alexa or Siri to make your coffee. But when you can't talk and you can't move, you reassess what you're thankful for. So I get a lot of people in reels who've never danced and I hear it over and over. What do you think about when someone says, do you remember your first time? They automatically go to sex. It's not what I'm talking about. The first memory or the first meaningful thing you can remember as a child. Sad, angry, mad. What'd you feel? I want people to feel fun. I want them to understand you can have fun and be present and be productive and make money and be profitable and be a good leader and be a good parent and be a good family member. Whatever your calendar says, you show up for it. And you commit to what your calendar says. What you say yes to, you are making a commitment, and you be present. And then you won't miss those signs in life that you never saw because you weren't looking, you weren't paying attention, you weren't being aware. You were too busy on your phone scrolling and looking at someone else's content when you could be finding meaning and purpose in everything around you. Just like my story last night about the joy bracelet that apparently has been in my suitcase since Bali, which was months ago. It was a gift, a swag gift from the Four Seasons and in Bali. But it was a sign. It meant something. There's something that we're planning for International Women's Day with this amazing leader. She's also a speaker and a venue owner. And it was a sign. And then last night I'm walking downstairs and there's this humongous television in the lobby at the hotel I'm at. And I look down and they're doing a special on Pat Summitt, who is the women's basketball coach for the Vols, which is where I went to college, and she was the coach when I went to college there. And she was just such a great coach and such a great leader. Let me be clear, I did not play basketball. Nor did I ever watch basketball. I just watched how she coached and led and taught that team, and they were undefeated. Our women's basketball team and our football team was like, I was there when Peyton Manning and T. Martin, we won all this shit, like the SEC championship, we were on fire. I was fascinated with the coaches and the leaders, and so I would watch documentaries and do nerdy shit. But you actually had to watch it live because or record it on a VHS, on a VCR, remember that? And then DVRs came out. Well, that's how much experience I have in life. See, the Egypt driver story became, so Pat, let me finish the Pat story. The reason I love her is she died when she was so young, in her early 60s, I think, mid 60s, because she got Alzheimer's, and it was linked to one of the number one things was sleep. And I hate to sleep. Well, things are different. In my 30s, I hated to sleep. I'm like, I'll sleep when I die. I didn't really understand the negative health effects that it had. You don't sleep. And then I think of times where how sick I would get or how unhealthy I was or how my allergies were acting up or how snarky I got with someone because I wasn't being patient that day because I was tired, or the mistakes that were made, I'm sure. You don't know when someone's falling apart. Like the Taylor Swift song says, don't ever take advice from someone who's falling apart. But the problem is, you don't know if someone's falling apart, on the other side. You never know what's going on with people unless they tell you. And sometimes people are embarrassed. They're never going to tell you, and they're never going to talk about it. Oh, I'll talk about it when I'm ready to talk about it. Sometimes it takes me years to get over something or to really learn the most valuable lesson, which is to put ego and pride aside and understand that you can help so many people by sharing your story where you fucked up. You made a mistake. It's an opportunity to grow. I'm so excited. Some people came up to me afterwards and they're like, will you be on my podcast? Sam Evans, Sandra Barker McIntyre, Lori Adams Brown. Yeah, of course. Super excited. Get all my gadgets, go back downstairs. Got to take my mics, my gimbal, my Facebook glasses. I think it might be freezing down there. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Be sure to tune in next week to another episode of Business Unveiled. Bye.
That's it for this week's episode of Business Unveiled. Now that you have all the tools that you need to conquer the world and GSD, get shit done, would you share this with your friends and fellow business leaders? One thing that would really, really help us and help new listeners is for you to rate the show and leave a comment in Apple Podcast, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you tune in and listen to Business Unveiled. You can check out the show notes at angelaproffitt.com/podcast and link up with us on social media so you can share your biggest insights. And I want to know your aha moments. Until next week, remember, the profitable shifts and structures you're creating in your business help you be more present in your life. So get out there and GSD.